feel like I do that a little faster with the taller cans. Just a millisecond faster. But welcome back to another episode of Two Drunk Guys and a Football Podcast. We're your hosts, Skinny Domestic.
And Marcus the Hammer Mary.
Good week. Good Christmas week. I showered earlier. My hair's still wet. I showered a little bit earlier. And in the showers, you know, as a man, that's where your, like, best thoughts come in. And I'm, like, sitting there scrubbing my hair, and I'm, like getting ready, you know, for the podcast, thinking about, like, what we're going to talk about and all that. And I'm like, it feels like we have not done the podcast for, like, 2 or 3 weeks because of the holiday weekend. Like, it feels like it's been much longer than a week since filming to me. And I was like, man, it's only been a week when the holiday just makes it so much longer than it needs to be. Like, the days are wrung out and all that. So,
oh, yeah.
Very excited. It feels like we just haven't done anything podcast related for a while, even though it's only been a week.
It does feel like it's been a long time. Lots happened.
Yeah.
Did you have a good Christmas?
Yeah. Had Saturday, celebrated with my mom's side of the family. Sunday, I made carne and had my mom and sister come over, and Kate and my niece and nephew, because Jordan went to the Lions-Vikings game to be a sad Viking in person. And then Christmas Day, my dad came over, and we did presents, and I made breakfast, like a brunch for everybody, took Dom home. And then this Saturday, I have my dad's, like, actual side of the family Christmas, so I have one more to go to. Yeah. How about yourself?
Nice. I had a good Christmas. We only did one because obviously my family doesn't do Christmas usually. So we did it with Brooke's mom's side, and then her dad's side we were supposed to do it Christmas Day. They all had COVID, so we're doing it next Saturday. So from the Christmases you've done already, what was your favorite gift that you got?
I mean, anything, like, as of right now, I mean, anything sports related is always a good one. Like the Michael Vick canvas is really good.
Yeah, that was cool.
The Jason Kelsey
shout
football.
Out to Santa.
Yeah, shout out to Santa, aka my dad.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like, the Jason Kelsey football card, you know, it's like I have a man cave. It's things I want to display. Like, I know this is bare right now, but I have a shelf that I need to put up, and, you know, I'll have, like, stuff to display there too. But it's just like those type of things. Everything else was kind of money or, you know, just small, like, puzzles and shit, like things like that. Which my mom got us it's a 1,000-piece jigsaw puzzle of the United States, but it's like their national parks and stuff. So that'll be fun. It's just when you have two toddlers, or a toddler and a 18, whatever you consider a 17-month-old or whatever, a jigsaw
You're gonna
puzzle.
be missing pieces.
Yeah, I'm not touching that until they're out of, you know, they're older, or I don't have them for like a day or two. But yeah, I'd probably say like the Eagle, saying Vic, and then the gift from you guys. Definitely love those. Been using my my Yeti cup that Alonzo got me a lot too. So.
You know, Alonzo does Yeti's cup. I'm wearing my Christmas gift from Alonzo. Whiskey helps.
Hell yeah.
Granted, I don't drink whiskey.
Yeah, I was gonna say you
sure.
don't even drink whiskey. But what was your favorite gift so far?
I had a couple. Me and Brooke loved the canvas you and Courtney got us. That was really cool. That was a good gift. That was a very good gift idea. Probably out of everything I got. I mean, yeah, I got a gift card and stuff, and I got some other stuff. I think my favorite thing I got was a bathrobe. So I can look like, you know, your stereotypical suburban dad. I walked up, I made a joke, and I was messing with Amber because you know how she has her nanny families and stuff like that. And I was like, she was at Christmas Eve with us because she didn't do anything with her parents, and like she like came to our Christmas with Brooke's mom. And they're like telling me, "Oh, you got to put all this stuff away." I put on my bathrobe. I was like, "Brooke, since when did we start letting the help drink on the job and stuff like that?" Just fucking with her. So
you get to wake up morning. I know you don't drink coffee. You drink tea. You got your tea in your mug. You got your PJs on with your slippers, walking outside to grab your newspaper and your robe.
You're damn right.
Nice.
Yeah, you just got to look like it's like the rich suburban dad thing. I guess not rich, but it's like the stereotypical guy with his cigar and this thing, just sitting there smoking it. Have too much money. I was like, it's like the level of wealth that my uncle is a pilot,
Yeah.
and he said that he has friends that are pilots, and they said he was flying private for a really rich family, and the kids were talking, asking about the pilot, and pilots make a fuck ton of money. They make 350,000, 400,000 if you're like a captain for American or something like that. And I guess the dad said, "We don't talk to the help, kids." To a pilot, I was like, Jesus. One, that's the douchiest thing I ever heard, and two, imagine thinking that what a pilot does is like the help, like it's like they're like a maid or something,
That
or
man, you are trusting that man with your life. I am not gonna badmouth somebody that I'm trusting with my life.
No. First of all, how much money do you have to have in the world to think as though like the help? It's such a negative term too, calling someone the help. Like it's like
Yeah.
Instead of we have a maid. No, it's the help. They help. You know what I mean? That's such a. I couldn't imagine how much money you have to think. Fuck that person.
We don't talk.
Help.
We don't talk to the pilot. Like, come on. We don't talk to the pilot. Just leave it at that. Like, whatever. But
yeah.
Glad you had a good Christmas week. Hopefully this next weekend should be fun. We got the New Year's party at Alonzo's new house, so that should be a blast. Start off 2024 right with friends.
True.
But upcoming last week, a lot of surprising shockers in games and all that. But why don't you get us started off with news?
I really didn't have any news this week. It was kind of straightforward. I know that Trevor Lawrence went down.
The biggest one, as a Vikings fan, T.J. Hawkinson, ACL and MCL, out for the season, dunzo.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, this is news to me. Yeah, I didn't see it. I haven't, since it's been Christmas and stuff like that, I've kind of stayed away from my phone and I haven't looked at that. I didn't know T.J. Hawkinson. Oh, my God.
Yeah, he got hurt.
Is terrible.
Yep. ACL and MCL, done for the season. Will he be ready for the start of next season? Who knows? But
he still had, for the money we paid him, he still went almost over 1,000 yards. And dude, every single time I saw TJ catch a ball, though, he got lit up.
I was shocked that he didn't get hurt earlier, like the way he was getting.
I thought he was going to, because it just every single play, boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, and then Trevor Lawrence questionable again. This time it's a shoulder. Dude's got 3 or 4 injuries. He keeps playing through most of them, so we'll see.
That Jags team's so weird.
You have to. You pretty much have to play him because you're fighting for that playoff spot. If you knew you were going to clinch the division already or whatever, sure, why not take the loss? Whatever. It's not a huge.
They took an embarrassing loss to the Bucs too.
Yeah.
Compared to the Jags were considered. I know.
Yeah.
But the Jags were considered a very probably one of the top 3 teams in the AFC, and I feel like the Jags are frauds, man.
Yeah. And then Jalen Waddle has a high ankle sprain, so
I did see that.
That'll be interesting to see.
That's terrible. That couldn't have come a week sooner. I got waddled the hell out of there.
Oh, jeez. Yeah.
Yeah, Waddle. That sucks because he was looking good. He kind of was taking the place of Tyreek Hill a little bit because Tyreek hasn't. I didn't think he had that good of a week this week. Did he?
He had 18 points. I think.
I feel like they kind of used him.
He went 9 for 90, which I mean, that's a good week for most receivers, but for him, it's
not Tyreek.
Yeah, anything under 100 and 120 or less than 12 catches half the time. But I don't know if he had a touch. I don't think he had a touchdown either. That's the big one. Is Tyreek usually has a touchdown, but that'll be interesting to see. Just because you lose. Tua's all about the rhythm. Tua likes the rhythm. You noticed it a couple weeks ago when Tyreek Hill was out. That rhythm was off. and then he was able to pick it up with Waddle a little bit, but you lose that other guy. Now somebody else has to fill in for Waddle's spot, get a rhythm with him. So I expect Tyreek Hill, if Waddle misses, Tyreek Hill this week is probably going to have a monster game. Unfortunately, I play him. That's going to be sad. But other than that, I don't think there's any other news. Kareem Jackson, the safety that was suspended or whatever, was released and was picked up by the Texans today off waivers. Or after
Kareem Jackson?
Yeah, the safety.
For the Steelers?
Or the Broncos. Sorry, Broncos.
Oh.
The guy that
he got suspended?
Yeah, he's the one that was laying all those big hits on people. The one that fucked up Dobbs.
I don't remember. I remember his hit, but I know who Kareem Jackson is. I thought you were talking about the Steelers guy.
No. Broncos.
They're like
Broncos.
50.
No, Broncos.
Yeah, I was like the Steelers guy. I thought he was a different name, but I know who Kareem Jackson is. He's older than dirt, dude.
Yeah,
I feel like he's been in the league forever.
But I mean, he was playing well for the Broncos. Just was hitting people too hard, and the NFL didn't like it. But he got picked up by the Texans, so that's sort of interesting, I guess, because he had a 4-game suspension, and it's been 2 or 3 weeks now, so he could be back to eligible playing time in the next week or two, I think. And if they make the playoffs, I guess it's a good add for how that defense has been playing. Starting off the week, we had a odd upset of Steelers 34, Bengals 11.
That was shocking.
Um,
I did pick up last minute Najee Harris and decided to play him because Alexander Madison lost the starting gig and is Kurdish. And for some reason, Christian Watson couldn't be healthy if he tried. So I was like getting thin. I saw that AJ dropped him in our league, and I was like, sucker! And I went and grabbed him. Which I understand though. Honestly, Najee's been so bad. I drop him too, but I was like, dude, it's a division game. I feel like it's going to be close. They're going to run the ball. I feel like Najee's still just slightly better than Jaylen Warren. So I was like, they're going to run the ball. And they did. So it was a risk. I mean, I think he scored like 13 points or something like that. So I take that as a win for off the waiver.
Yeah, Pickens had a game of his lifetime, 4 catches, 195 yards, and 2 touchdowns. With Mason Rudolph at quarterback. Was crazy. Nobody expected Mason Rudolph to put up probably at least 10 points. And the guy puts up 34 for him. So Kenny Pickett was supposed to come back this week, or eligible to come back this week, but they're not bringing him back. They're riding with Mason Rudolph again this week. So play the hot hand. Play the guy that's at least done something for your offense, I guess.
Did we talk about it last week? Did we talk about it last week? The PR team for, or maybe I heard that somewhere. Someone was talking about the PR team for what's his face, Myles Garrett, because once he smacked him in the head with the helmet, they said that Myles Garrett has the best PR team out there. Maybe I saw like a video about it. I was laughing about it because no one talks about him smacking Mason Rudolph in the head anymore. I think it was like a short or something like that.
I always see the jokes and memes like that. Like a couple weeks ago when his helmet came off and somebody was like, the lineman was like, "I'm not giving this back to you," like as a joke, like because I don't want people. But other than that, like I feel like people just joke about it now when it's talked about. But Falcons 29, Colts 10. Young Hoku had 5 field goals in that game. It was not I don't know. It was an odd game. Colts didn't have Pittman, so didn't have your number 1 receiver. But the Falcons are just that keep sticking around. They're just like, we're not going away. Somehow, some way. I
need them to have Brandon Staley lost to the Raiders so that they fire him. Because he's probably a better head coach than I give credit. But dude, just fire Arthur Smith for the love of God. Just fire him.
Yeah, and we keep not getting those. Like every matchup that you're like, all right,
I know.
This should be a game that the Falcons just get blown out. They lose by 3 points, and it's like, well, the guy's competing
or win it.
Win it. We need like a 65 to 2 game. Just come on.
I know.
Then we kind of brought this up earlier. Bucks 30, Jags 12. Baker Mayfield had 283 yards, 2 touchdown passes to Mike Evans. Baker's looking good. The Bucks have got momentum going.
I'm bringing it back. This is a 2018, 2019 thing. Baker Mayfield's dangerous, bro.
Baker Mayfield for MVP? Question mark.
He would never. CMC's better, but
he's not going to win it. But, yeah, I just was
reading. There's an argument
on Twitter today. There's been so many blasts of Patty Mahomes, 26 touchdowns and 13 interceptions, and Baker's got 25 and 8, and then it's like,
dude, he's been playing legit. Have you watched any of the Bucks?
Yeah, I've watched
games this
some
year.
Of their games, not all of them.
Since I have Baker and I have Godwin, I've watched quite a few. He had kind of a rough spot. Like, they started out slow. He wasn't bad, but he wasn't doing it. Baker's making big boy throws, man. He's looked really, really good, and I've been impressed.
Well, and their defense
this Bucks team's hot.
Yeah, their defense is finally starting to play better. Like, a lot better than I expected. You know, I expected this play to be earlier in the season, but it just took a little bit to bounce around, and with that division being so weak, it's good for them to be able to come out ahead. I think I had them.
If you're a team that's fighting for a playoff spot, I don't think I'd want to go through the Bucks right now. The Bucks are kind of like they're not as good, don't get me wrong, but they kind of remind me like they're in the playoffs too, but they're not fighting for their life because I think they have the division on lock, especially after a win this week. But they kind of remind me of Buffalo, where they're just really gelling late and they're playing hard football.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, they'll be at home too. Their first round would be a wild card matchup at home. So who wants to go to Tampa and play at home? I know I don't want the Eagles to.
I wouldn't either if I was you, honestly.
Dolphins, Cowboys, 22-20. A lot of controversial things happened in that game. One of the big ones that kind of stood out to me was a no holding call on CeeDee Lamb. They're literally a still image of the dude's holding his pants, and you got like a fucking foot and a half of his pants just being ripped off, and like his ass cheeks are just hanging out, you know? Like, how do you not see that as a ref? You see the holds when they're up close and personal in the back of the end zone, but you know,
or you call terrible holding calls all the time.
But you don't see that. You don't see the clearly stretched pants being held on the pass being thrown. It was kind of shocking. Coming into this game, I mean, it's two teams that against good teams have kind of been shit for the most part, so you didn't know what to expect. At one point, I was like, these two teams are trying to throw the game away. Tony Pollard, to me, has officially shown that he's not an RB1. They need to go and get somebody else or not re-sign him or anything. That dude had run to the corner, it's a touchdown, but thought he could plow through some dude and then get stuck at the half-yard line. And then the very next play, they fumble.
Zeke, do you think that Zeke, for what he's done in New England, he's had a couple good games starting, three decent games starting. Do you think Zeke is the better running back than Tony Pollard right now? I mean, granted, go ahead.
No, I don't think so still. I think Zeke is their offense, while Tony Pollard's not their offense. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. Tony Pollard's, you got CD. Dak actually can throw the ball, compared to kind of their offense. I
bet Tony's still going to go over 1,000, isn't he?
Probably. I just think the Cowboys made a mistake getting rid of Zeke or not signing somebody like Leonard Fournette, because I didn't think Tony Pollard was going to be the guy when it comes to short yardage situations in the red zone. Dowdle's not big. They have the Vaughn guy from Kansas State. Like,
Deuce Vaughn.
Yeah, none of those guys are big. You needed to go get yourself either re-sign Zeke, should have signed Leonard Fournette. Like, you needed a bigger back hell, Kareem Hunt was a free agent. Kenyon Drake, like some of these guys would have been way better options for you in those shorter distances.
Mm-hmm.
So I think
it may have to do with his injury last year in the playoffs, where he broke, or later in the season where he broke his leg. I think that it could affect his play. Tony Pollard might be someone that's cheap next year if he stays with the Cowboys and they don't bring in anyone, or they do minimal stuff. He may be cheap in drafts next year for fantasy. Looking ahead, for all yous that don't have a championship.
I think the other one too is your offensive coordinator had a big play on his usage. Like again, Moore is a phenomenal offensive mind, and look what he did last year with Tony Pollard and Zeke, and the years before with just Zeke. Then you get somebody different, and that kind of goes away. You have a great offensive line. It's the usage, I think, and again the decision where you could clearly outrun the guy if you just ran to the corner, but instead you thought you could run through this dude. Decisions like that, you just got to know what your abilities are and know that you're not a guy that's going to truck over most people in the league. Like the dude, and what's crazy is the guy grabbed him from like up here, like more up towards the shoulder pad area, and just kept him there. Like, use his strength and momentum to just stop Pollard in his tracks and just pull him back down. That's crazy. That's crazy strength. I couldn't even imagine. Most guys are falling at least forward, but it'll be interesting to see. Right now, if you're playing the Cowboys in the first round, which the Cowboys are expected to play, right now it's matched up to play the Bucs. I mean, I kind of think the Bucs pull out that win, at home against Dallas, the way Dallas has played, and their defense has kind of fallen off a little bit. I definitely think it'll be interesting to see how that plays out.
Let's be real. NFC East started out really hot. The Cowboys were hot for since week 10. Those teams are beatable. Even we'll talk about it soon. But the Eagles,
every team's beatable, but other teams are more beatable than others. Yeah, and it'll be interesting. This one is another shocker. The Patriots 26, the Broncos 23. Broncos had two crucial fumbles that led to Patriots points. They were down 20-3 at one point.
Sutton got hurt, and honestly, I feel like Russ relies on Courtland Sutton so much more than we think, because you were looking at it. No one was making plays. Jerry Jeudy had drops. Mims had a crazy catch. I don't know if they overturned it or not.
And Jerry Jeudy's first catch didn't come until like the end of the third or fourth quarter or something. Like he had like two deep ball field, like downfield drops that should have been catches. Courtland Sutton makes that catch. I'm starting to think Jeudy is not what people, what we expected. Either that or he just hates Russell Wilson. I don't know. But then like,
I thought that after this year, because he was so much hotter, draft season than Sutton. People are like, Courtland Sutton, like it's been the last 2 years, been, Courtland Sutton, and last year, understandably so, he sucked, but this year Sutton's been money. I just feel like Jerry Jeudy overrated as hell.
Yeah, I also
maybe it's just not a good system.
Yeah, I also think that Jeudy kind of hates Russ. Like even last year, I just kind of felt that their chemistry was off. They've never had really good chemistry. It seems like but yeah, you're supposed to step up and be the number one receiver after Sutton, and you don't have a catch until the fourth quarter. That's not acceptable.
I feel like he's used wrong too. Like I feel like Jerry Jeudy would do good in like a offense where they, he kind of reminds me of like a not as good, like, I don't know, like deep, like he kind of reminds me of a not as good Devontae Smith.
Well,
or something where like
he'd be like the perfect like Jalen Waddle. He needs an offense like the Dolphins run, a lot of shifts, a lot of because he's a good slot receiver. Like that's where him and Jalen Waddle are very comparable. I would say
they never get him the ball like in space.
No,
Like it's a very down the field,
Yeah.
like post corners,
Out routes a
like
lot. Like it's never it's
out
never really
routes,
across the
comeback.
field. Yeah, it's never really let's run a drag or a slant or something. It's usually
Like they don't just like kind of like how the Eagles go, where it's like the Eagles are like literally it's either like a check down, like they're running the Eagles receivers. I don't know what routes they run. They run two routes. It's like a fucking go route, and it's like a little thing where they stay in the flats and they're wide open because everyone's scared that Jalen Hurts is gonna run. So it's like it doesn't make any sense to me because I'm like, dude, like every time there's a first down, it's like, oh, we're gonna throw to Dallas Goddard and he's gonna catch it. No one's there for like 10 yards. And he's gonna have a first down. It makes no sense to me at all. But it's like literally like it's either a go route for these receivers or it's like a little check down in the flats. Like it's like they run like just curls.
yeah.
But like they I don't understand why Denver doesn't use Judy how he should be used because he's not a premier. I can run every route in the playbook type guy. He's kind of like you. He's kind of like a gadget player to me.
Yeah, I agree. Next big game, gotta get short on time. Raiders 20, Chiefs 14. Raiders had two defensive
Crazy.
touchdowns within 7 seconds of each other. And then what's even crazier about that is Aiden O'Connell had 0 yards in 3 quarters. Went 0 for 10 in passing, 0 yards. Like, the Raiders defense is playing very great under Pierce. That team's mentality overall. Like, yeah, they won. Yeah, their offense didn't do great, but like they won. It's a team win, and you beat the division rival Chiefs. Like right now, the Raiders are on pace. If they win out and the Chiefs lose out, which I mean, it could happen, but odds are likely not. The Raiders could win the division. That's what's crazy about this situation.
Patrick Mahomes lost him the game. That's you gotta Patrick Mahomes, how great he is. You have to give criticism where it's due. He looked terrible. I don't know if it's he's not seeing things. I know that he has a lot of drops. Like Kelsey sucks this year. I mean, he's still good. He's still going to go over 1,000. He's still like the greatest tight end, one of the greatest tight ends of all time. But he's not getting bailed out, and like he doesn't have receivers that'll bail him out of stuff. Like if he makes a mistake, it's going to happen. And a lot of the times the receivers drop passes they shouldn't.
Yeah.
You can tell he's frustrated. He looks flustered out there, and just the picks that I saw him throw, I was like, that's like some Jalen Hurts, Josh Allen throws.
Well, I saw this replay when the Raiders and Chiefs played earlier in the year. Was the pick that he threw is the exact same route that he got picked off earlier in the year, like exact same. It was like the comeback curl, whatever you want to call it, whatever fucking route you want to call that, and the defensive DB read it, picked it off, same thing. Their first 3 drives were trash too. Just like Travis Kelce had drops. It wasn't pretty. Their first 2 drives, I think they had like -2 total yards, like sacks. Just it was very. Yeah. I don't know. It just nothing's right. It seems like Andy Reid.
The only person that looks good in that offense is what's his face? Their wide receiver number 4.
Rice.
Rashad Rice.
Yeah.
Rashad Rice is the only one that looks good in that offense. Rashid
Rice, whatever. Well, and then like Andy Reid at one point was pissed off and like bumped Travis Kelce. Like that's not something you see Andy Reid do often. So it'll be interesting to see how that division plays out. 2 games left. And then we have the Ravens upset the 49ers and made them look bad. 33-19. Lamar is officially 20-1 against NFC teams. Purdy had 4 interceptions, was ruled out with a stinger. And Lamar, I think, is officially front runner for MVP. Even though I do believe CMC deserves it, I think Lamar, like mid-game, FanDuel updated the odds it went Lamar, CMC, Brock Purdy, then Tua, then I think Dak. So mid-game they were updating the odds.
Dude, honestly, if he wins a second MVP and wins a Super Bowl, like we can't shit on Lamar anymore.
Mm-mm.
Like Lamar, you got to give the man respect.
Yeah. Well, and a lot of these teams are like, maybe we should have gave up those 2 first rounds for him at this point. I mean, watching him do what he did against the 49ers was just crazy, tearing them up in the pass. Like, I've always, like, how you feel with Jalen Hurts in terms of, like, you have to make him, if you're going to make him throw, you're most likely, going to win. Like, it's Jalen Hurts is going to not beat you with his arm typically. It's his legs. That's how I felt about Lamar for a very long time. But it's been different this year, and especially last night against the 49ers, who you think would be very hard to pass on, was just tearing him up with his arm, and then had big, crucial runs. Their defense has been playing out of their minds. I don't want to see the Ravens if I'm any AFC team, and especially the Super Bowl. He's 20-1 against NFC teams. That's damn good as a starting quarterback.
Very, very, very disrespected Ravens team,
and they're doing it without J.K. Dobbins, Keaton Mitchell. You have Gus Edwards, who's been good. Justice Hill. Those 2 are guys, but you're doing it without 2 of your starting. Like Keaton Mitchell was coming up. Like that. That's big. You don't have Mark Andrews. Isaiah Likely has been looking good. They've been implementing the Iowa State tight end. Can't think of his name right now. Collar,
obviously not that good.
Charlie Collar played with Brock Purdy. They've been implementing those guys. They've been looking good. So, yeah, I'm excited to see the Ravens get that number 1 seed and just continue to dominate. Then last 2 games real quick. Lions 30, Vikings 24. Nick Mullins 4 interceptions. Vikings could have won that game if Nick Mullins knew how to not fuck up.
Dude. Bo said it best. Nick Mullins is the best, worst quarterback you've ever seen in your entire life.
He threw for over 400 yards.
Crazy passes. Did you see the throw to JJ where he rolls out of the pocket and throws it, and you're like, holy crap! Like this guy's talented. And you see it, he's making stupid reads and throwing stupid picks. He threw the same pick twice.
Well, and then
same pick, same route twice.
And then the one that ended the game was just he wound up like he was gonna just chuck this bomb, and then it comes out of his hand and it's all like flailing, all awkward and the poorly shit, and then it gets picked. Oh my gosh, I feel so bad for you guys because you guys should have won that game. Despite how bad Nick Mullins has played, you guys stayed in and should have won.
Dude, it's so sad because this is literally it. God, why'd Kirk have to be hurt? It literally would. The one year that Kirk Cousins could win MVP, which he and we could have,
statistically
been
at the point,
Kirk Cousins,
he statistically
he was
probably
the front runner for MVP. And honestly, how he plays and how he does it, we haven't had that many prime time games. We probably would have won a lot of them. He's damn good at 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock games.
Yeah.
Saturday games, fuck it, as long as it's not 7 o'clock.
And then Eagles 33, Giants 25. For the first time this year, the Eagles showed up in the first half and then didn't show up in the second half. Fucking after that opening kickoff fumble in the second half, it just went downhill.
That was stupid. That was the stupidest play. I don't know what he's doing.
I have no idea.
He lit him up so hard.
Yeah, I don't know what was going on. I really wanted Boston Scott to score a touchdown. DeAndre Swift should have had one, but was down by contact. And then, he gets to the 1 yard line. I wonder what goes through his head when he falls at the 1 yard line. He's like, well, I guess I'm not getting that touchdown now. I don't know. It was just our defense got exposed again in the second half. We still put up 13 points, but it's just we played the first. We don't play 2 good halves of football. We play 1 bad half, 1 good half. We showed up finally in the first half for once. And then I was confused. I don't know. Did you watch the whole game? Did you see the ending?
I don't know if I watched the ending. I got bored of it after
Darren
a while.
Waller caught a pass, got hit in the back. It was time expired and shit or whatever. He caught a pass and fell down, and it looked like he blacked out for a second. Was concussed. Because he laid there. Didn't even try to get up. And then instantly popped up and was like, take me out, take me out. It was so weird. when he should have, in a clock situation where you needed to clock the ball, he needed to get up right away. But like, it looked like he blacked the fuck out, dude. So it'll be interesting to see if the NFL does anything with the Giants on like, hey, is he under concussion protocol? Like, what happened there? Because it was not normal. It's not like Darren Waller chose to do that. Based off what I saw, it looked like he was visibly like out, like just
concussed.
Yeah, I don't know what happened, but it was weird.
The only thing I saw once it looked like the Giants were going to make a comeback. Jalen Hurts throwing stupid picks once again.
Okay, that pick wasn't. If the wide receiver fell, I can't say it wouldn't. It should have never been picked if the wide receiver or the tight end doesn't fall. But whatever.
50-50.
Whatever. All right. Moving on into quarter two. Bad betting. Last week we apologized. We were so caught up in the Christmas holiday and everything like that. All of our giving was to ourselves. It was not to our followers. We went 0-4, and our giving, our gift of giving was giving money to the sports betting apps at that point. On the year, we are currently 34-30. 2 more weeks to hopefully stay above 500. We'll see how this goes. This week, we got current lines are we have Lions covering +6 against Dallas. We'll think that'll be, like Marcus says, Jared Goff in a dome plays pretty well. Outside does not, so we think it'll be a competitive game, close game. Rams versus Giants. We have the Rams covering -6.5, especially with how that Rams offense has been gelling. And the Giants are don't even know what they're going to do for quarterback at this point. We have the Bucks covering 3. Talked about the Bucks earlier. They're covering 3 against the Saints. Bucks are gelling everywhere at this point. Baker's playing good. Saints have starting to fall apart, and good because I want to see their head coach fired because he is not good. And then lastly, we have the Broncos covering 5.5 against the Chargers. We think after that bad loss, they can still put up points. They can still play. Hopefully, Courtland Sutton is back, but the Chargers team is just bad. So we expect them to be able to cover that there. If you were to parlay all 4 of those picks together, $10 would win 128.29 as of right now. Again, those lines may change a little bit, but it'll still be over $100, $120. Nice little payout for you on the week if all 4 of those were to hit and you parlay them together. So this quarter, miscellaneous, pretty much just whatever we want to do this week. I mean, don't really have anything planned, just kind of things that we want to talk about. My first thing I'm just going to bring up is how has the NFL or anybody not done anything with made a statement or anything about the Justin Fields interception at halftime against the Browns? It was not an interception. How is it not reviewed? How is it not overturned? How I understand it doesn't change the outcome of game. That's fine. I don't care. Justin Fields has a interception that should not be an interception. The NFL protocols of a turnover being reviewed was not done because any review person can see that. They have people up in the sky that review that shit, and they'll come back later and say, "Oh, this was like the I guess I can't compare it to the Jared Goff thing, but like a couple weeks ago, Jared Goff, they gave the center the fumble in the game, but then the NFL came out like 3 or 4 days later, and the fumble was on Jared Goff, not the center. So like things like that, like how is it not reviewed? I don't understand how that is not looked at.
It would have changed fantasy championships.
Oh yeah,
or going into the thing like there. I saw so many things of like people saying like they lost by 1 point and they would have won if the interception didn't matter. Like, I don't know. It is what it is. In the grand scheme of things, it doesn't matter to like the NFL really. Like, it's not like people are going to look at that one less interception on Justin Fields. It's not like people are going to be like, he's a way better quarterback because he had 8 picks instead of 9 picks on the season. The only thing that it may do is it kind of fucks up sports betting and it messes up fantasy. Like, there are close games. Like,
and to me, it comes across that the NFL does, like, not the NFL, maybe not just the NFL, but the refs, how bad the refs have been all season. Another poor, bad call that I don't get how it's not returned over. Like, it's a turnover. It's a pick. I get it ends the half, but it is a pick. It should have been reviewed and should have been confirmed as an interception. You can't just, like, it doesn't make any sense to me. It just bugs me. Like, how much, how bad everything's kind of been this year. What else are they, like, things like that? Are there other instances where things like that are not being looked into? Like, do they not, like, how many halftime, end of the game, or end of the half interceptions are happening that aren't actually getting reviewed that maybe shouldn't be?
Mm-hmm. NFL as a whole sucks this year. Like, I'm not even, like, lying or, like, trying to, be melodramatic about it at all. But penalties, they've been terrible. Missed penalties and then penalties that are called for no reason at all.
I don't know why he does it for you.
You got to do the thing.
I don't
know. Penalties. What else? Missed calls, like the CeeDee Lamb holding call. What's it doing now?
Oh, no, I was just looking at something.
Oh, okay. The CeeDee Lamb holding call, stuff like that. And then fines. Just ridiculous fine. Like Josh Jacobs running and hitting a hole and getting fined money for hitting the hole. The NFL is just...
Yeah, Jalen
kind
Warren
of a joke
this
year.
It's been bad.
Yeah, Jalen Warren had one, and that's a big deal for an undrafted free agent guy.
That's a full game check.
That's taking food out of his mouth for sure. I don't know. The NFL, if they're going to start losing popularity in fans because they're ruining their own game. Like, I'm sorry, it sucks. I know that we're worried about player safety, but Joe Burrow said it best. We don't play this game to worry about our health. We know that that's always going to be concerned. We play it to play football. If someone's going to tackle you, as long as they're not doing like some, crazy cheap shot or something like that. Like if someone comes up and blows your ass up, Brian Dawkins comes across the middle and just smokes you because you try to catch a pass. Guess what? That's football. Get over it.
Yeah, I 100%.
It's a violent game.
I agree. Yeah.
It's never going to not be a violent game.
Till it's flag football.
Yeah, even flag football people get hurt.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
You don't have anything at all?
Something about the NFL that we can just
anything. You don't have any, like, I have more topics I could bring up. Just
you know what? Why can't the Vikings? This is going to be a hot take. Maybe this is a Doomer Viking thing. He's been a good head coach, I guess. He hasn't been bad. I want the Vikings to fire O'Connell and hire Brian Flores. O'Connell's been a good head coach, but I just feel like Brian Flores brings what I want in a football team. I kind of hate this new age to like really good offense and terrible defense. Because we can't ever have both. Like,
yeah,
I kind of like the Mike Zimmer gritty offenses, and then have Teddy Bridgewater run the piss out of the ball with AP. Like, why can't we just have a good offensive line and just run the fucking ball?
Yeah, I think I think at this point, for him to be fired, you guys don't make the playoffs. Like, that's about the only way. I think you guys are still in the running for the playoffs, but like
he's not going to get fired if we miss the playoffs, dude. He's the second year. He took on a team that went. He won't get fired. He's done a decent job. Like, I can't say he's not. And especially what he's done without Kirk. They've done a good job. Like, it's kind of been a shithole mess. They just need to understand that take the early draft pick, start the goddamn rookie quarterback that we drafted this year and see what he can do.
Yeah.
I don't want to see Nick Mullins. I know what Nick Mullins is in the NFL. I know what he's been.
4 interception, 400 yards, Nick Mullins, all right?
I didn't want to see Dobbs. I didn't want to see any of them. The Dobbernaut was an astronaut. Like, really, really quickly. Also, here's a good topic I want to talk about. Why do people shit on Josh Allen, but don't shit on Jalen Hurts?
Because I told you this, was it yesterday or the day before? Josh Allen is a top 3 quarterback, or viewed as a top 3 quarterback. Jalen Hurts is not viewed like that. I don't even think Eagles fans. I don't even think Eagles fans view Jalen Hurts as a top 3.
He can't. I don't. I think he's more top. I don't think Josh Allen's like top
coming
5.
Coming into the season, I had Jalen Hurts like, I think borderline top 5, just with Josh Allen, but like definitely Hurts has fallen off a little bit to me. I mean, I can't deny it. He's definitely fallen back. But Josh Allen, for the last couple of years, has been viewed consistently as like a top 3 quarterback in the league, and typically in MVP talks or those type of things, and that's why he gets shit on more than other people. I mean, the other one is why is Patty Mahomes not getting shit on this year for his all of his performance play is he has no receivers or this and that, but then like when Lamar does it and has no receivers the last couple of years, it's Lamar's a bad quarterback. You know what I'm saying? Like, the media likes to bring shit. One, people are gonna talk about it, and then 2, they have a bias towards players, unfortunately, and we're always gonna have to see that.
I think it's running quarterbacks. They don't like running quarterbacks, which I understand because like running quarterbacks don't last. Like even Vic didn't last very long. I mean, he had a decent career, but he also had a break, and he wasn't like towards the end of his career, he wasn't as run dominant as he was, the beginning of his career. Like, you have to adapt, and if you can't adapt, you're going to die.
Oh, yeah.
Because the thing is when you put your body out in the line like that, like Cam Newton could not do what he's doing much longer than he has. Like, yeah, he could come in and have a year or 2, but like he's beat up his body so much because he plays like a goddamn running back that can throw the ball 70 yards. Like, you just can't. Same thing with Josh Allen. Josh Allen is going to have an expiration date because he is so reckless with his body.
Yeah, one of my favorite things is the Cam came out and said guys like Dak Prescott, Tua, Brock Purdy are all game managers, and people were shitting on him for saying that. And the last couple, like these last couple weeks or so, he's like last night, and then Dak losing to Tua, he's like, well, I'm looking pretty right now. Like, you guys aren't listening to the former MVP, all pro, Pro Bowler, quarterback,
Heisman winner.
Yeah, like he doesn't know football.
No, Cam's right. Cam is 100% right. I thought that too. There's just a different tier. Yeah. Like, I think that there's like I would not say. I honestly would not say Kirk Cousins is a game manager. Like, I've seen him elevate a team. If we thought that he was in the same tier as that, the Vikings would be in a different position, because I feel like the 49ers have won with Nick Mullins.
They've won with Jimmy G. They've won with
Jimmy G.
Yeah, like Sam.
Like
Sam Darnold came in after Brock Purdy and was like still moving the offense. Yeah, I agree.
Like, there are certain quarterbacks that are game managers. I don't think I'd put. Some people will try to say, "Oh, Kirk." I don't think you put Kirk Cousins in there. I feel like Kirk Cousins is like there's like elite, there's like superstars, and I feel like Kirk borderlines that superstar, like above average starter tier.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like he's always going to find a team, but he's not like, because I would say, like, people say, like Amari Cooper saying he's the Black Kirk Cousins. For Dak Prescott, I don't agree with that at all. I don't put Dak in that caliber. Dak's been playing good this year. He's kind of sucked the last 2 games, but like, I don't know. I would disagree with that completely.
No, everybody's just a version of Kirk Cousins. All right, like, again, every quarter, That's what we're gonna have to do one
Ryan
episode.
Tannehill,
Every starting quarterback, we're gonna have to sit down and make 31 other quarterbacks some version of Kirk Cousins. I don't care what we come up with, but we're gonna do that. That's gonna be one of our episodes in the off season.
Lamar Jackson running Kirk Cousins.
Yeah. Well, yes. We're gonna do this. That's an episode for the off season.
Okay, that'll be fun. That'll be fun.
Fucking hilarious. Like Andy Dalton, the ginger Kirk Cousins, like just yeah. But
yeah,
one of mine was like some of the NF, like I guess two of them are both like rules. One's college, one's NFL. So for the NFL, like defensive holding, if you hold on defense, it should not be an automatic first down. I think that's such horseshit. It should be 5 yards, replay the down. I do not think for a hold you should be getting a whole fresh set of.
So you want it to be like an approachment,
in a sense, yeah. Like offensive
or
holding,
like a false start.
Yeah, like offensive holding, you lose 10 yards, but you get to replay the down. It's not like you lose a down, you don't gain, you just lose 10 yards. But on a defensive holding, it could be a third and 25, and you defensive hold, it's an automatic first down. You move 5 yards, and get an automatic first. It's such bullshit. I think that is such bullshit. I was watching, I think on like Instagram, I think Skylar sent it to me. Somebody sent it to me. I don't remember, but they were talking about like some of these things, like pass interference, offensive pass interference. You lose 15 yards. Defensive pass interference, you could do it in the end zone.
Spot of the foul.
Spot of the foul, or you could be in the end zone and it's on the 1 yard line. So it's like some of these don't correlate fairly, in my opinion. I think, to me, defensive holding should literally just be 5 yards. 5 yards. Replay the down. It's as simple as that. Why?
Yeah.
It just, yeah.
Why has it got to be 15 yards too?
Yeah.
For a personal foul, why can't it be 10? Why can't it be a first down? Like,
yeah, like some of those, yeah,
an automatic first down,
or like having two levels, like how like the NFL has like a flagrant 1, flagrant 2. Like they have a common foul, flagrant 1, flagrant 2. Like personal foul. There's a personal foul at 1 where it's like 10 yards or something, 5 yards, 10 yards. But then there's a personal foul 2 that's like a Fred Warner personal foul where he was ejected. Like if it leads to an ejection, that should be a 2 where that's 15. And then like a 1 would be like, I don't even know, just whatever the fuck you want to.
Pushing and shoving.
Yeah, just a little push, yeah. And then that one's 5 yards. I think that would be...
Face mask would be personal foul. Roughing the pass would be personal foul.
Yeah. So, like, those should be, like, 5 yards. But then, like, leave maybe even 10, I guess. Because those happen more often, I guess, compared to, like, an ejection. Ejections we don't see it as often in the NFL compared to the NBA. But that should be one that, like...
It happens, though.
It does. But you also have to think, like, the NBA probably has an ejection once every 2 weeks. And they play from October to April is the full season. So every there's way more ejections, and often
there's a lot more games though.
Yeah,
too.
That's true. I think they should make it like 10 yards personal fouls, and then have that level 2 tier that would ultimately lead to an ejection. It just seems like 15 yards is just so much for. Especially for like a face
I think
mask.
they should let them fight. Let them fight like hockey, dude. Let them get it out. Dude, let them have a timeout.
That would be the only thing is like you got to remove the helmets. Like that's the only, like hockey helmets come off fairly easily. It's one little like football helmets don't come off as easy, I guess. But
who cares? That it's safer. It's safer.
Yeah.
What are you going to do? You punch a helmet, you're going to break it.
No, well, then there's no point of a fight. I don't want to watch that shit.
I want to see a Cortland Sutton, not Cortland Sutton, what was his name? Cortland Finnegan, Andre Johnson brawl, dude.
Oh my goodness.
I want to see Andre get pissed, dude. Beat his ass.
I mean, we kind of saw that with DK Metcalf and Warner a little bit.
DK didn't even get trouble, did he? He just got ejected.
Which I was kind of shocked by. Like, I'm really surprised the NFL didn't like crack down on it. The other one too is like for me, college football ineligible touching. So like wide receiver steps out of bounds. It's kind of like the NFL is if you reestablish yourself in bounds, you can touch the ball, right? I think it's BS in college football that they still have ineligible touching as a thing for wide receivers. Like as a receiver, if you're running a route and you are on the sideline and you happen to put your foot on like when you're running a go route and you're pushed to the sideline, you can't help that. You know what I'm saying? Like things like that, you can't really help. You're trying to position yourself for the ball. You're not looking at the. It's not like you're looking down at the sideline to watch your feet. You're just running to go catch the ball. But if you put your pinky toe on that line and then catch the ball and touch it, it's illegal touching. I think that's so stupid.
How do you know, Skinny? How many go routes have you ran in your life?
I'm more of a 2 or 3 yard little like what do you want to
your Eagles playbook basically.
Yeah. Well, and then I've scored a couple on those like wheel route type lineman runs where I'm like 30 yards downfield. All right, I can.
Yeah, that's true. You are deep every once in a while. Like you'll be in the end zone. I'll look over like, how the fuck did Skinny get there?
I'm just sneaky. I find the sweet spots and I just casually float. Next thing you know, I'm in the end zone. I'm 30 or 40 yards downfield, which, man, got to take breaks sometimes with that one. But
he's like can of corn.
Yeah, can of corn and I'll be fine. Oh, dude, like one of the games I had to like walk off the back of the end zone and tell somebody to come play line for me for a snap because I was so fucking tired. Don't worry. My plan is to be in shape for flag football. I'm looking at buying a one of those like cycle bikes, like the spinning glass bikes, like, you know, those fancy, not like a Peloton or whatever, but like, you know, a couple $100 roughly, bikes. And I love riding bike, so that'll be perfect. I'll do that shit all the time. All right.
Hey, I told you. I got an elliptical for you in my basement.
I don't want that big, bulky son of a bitch. I don't want an elliptical. I want the bike. It's nice, small. I can wheel it around easy. All that. That's what I want. Plus, I love riding bikes, so it works.
Dude, yeah, but Skinny, you're getting older. You're pushing 30. The elliptical is just so much better on your knees. It's just so much better bike. Motion. Bike's harder. You know, it's pushing and moving and stuff like that.
All right, fantasy! It is the championship week in the NFL. Fantasy football world.
Yeah, damn right.
If you're playing a championship game in week 18, you're fucking wrong. That's all I can say. This week, oh, Jesus Christ.
Gentlemen, women, whoever's watching the podcast, Marcus Mary has been dethroned in this week in the Justice League. Skinny Domestic versus Mark Santa Myers.
We got the Meyer Bowl in our league.
It's the Meyer Bowl.
My dad versus me. The top two.
I just gotta hold this. This will be my last podcast that I can rock this. So you know what? The rest of the pod, I gotta put it on somehow.
Yeah, put it on like that. Yeah, you gotta put it on across because we can't see it below. Yeah, put it up like that. Or something. Can you do it?
I'm telling you.
Can you strap it?
I don't know if I can strap it. We can try. I'm gonna break the belt, and then Skinny's gonna have to. If he wins, he's gonna have to buy himself a new belt. Let me tell you, brother.
As co-commissioner, I'd make you pay for half of it, or 80% of it, or something. That's
fucked.
Yeah, Marcus is
fair.
Hey, Dude, your and Courtney's matchup last week didn't even fucking matter. Even though your team even though you kind of caved in, even though you could, I mean, give or take, Josh Jacobs didn't play, but
I gave her. Well, this will be for 5th place this week.
This is official. Last week's matchup didn't even matter, but it's just kind of funny that your team, Josh Jacobs didn't play, and then she beat you by 2 points. Like, that's just funny to me.
Here's the thing that's stupid. Like, I think that my team and Courtney's team scored more than Milton and your dad's teams.
Probably.
I think we did. And Milton scored like 180 the week before. Like, it was like, and then Milton's team shit the bed, which I was sad because I felt like Milton's team is so hot and cold. Like, I feel like if he got in there, like, Milton's team legitimately could score 200, but your dad and you is going to be a good matchup. That's going to be a good
After
matchup.
Scoring, see, my biggest thing is Brock Purdy just shit the bed and had 4 interceptions. I needed that this week, not last week, because I feel like the 49ers are going to do something different. I do have CMC, so that does help for that. After scoring back-to-back weeks of 180-plus points, I'm worried. I am worried.
Dude, it might be your time, though, because, dude, I've given you so much shit. I've given you so much shit. Honestly, you're like, because we're like football rivals in that league because we played it so long. We've always been like, no, I'm better. No, I'm better. And then we just forget that your wife's the best.
Yeah.
But I don't know. That'll be a good matchup. That's exciting. I don't want to give the belt to anyone.
I know I said I'd get a CJ Stroud jersey because he led me to the promised land, but since he's been hurt, I've been riding the Joe Flacco train. So I might have to get a Joe Flacco jersey. I don't care what jersey it is. I'll get a fucking Ravens Joe Flacco jersey. But I will get a Joe Flacco's jersey because I'm probably going to end up playing him this week, even if CJ Stroud's fine. Like, him and Amari Cooper, just so hard not. Like, my team came alive, and I really hope just one more week of just. And think about it. I did that with Sam Laporta only having 4 points. Joe Mixon had a bad week, so like I'm hoping those two can bounce back a little bit, and even with Amari Cooper scoring, 15 to 20 points, I don't need another 52-point game or whatever. But
it's shitty because my team and your team are so similar in like what we need in the championship. Like I'm heavy Lions. I have Baker Mayfield, and I have what's his face too, Joe Flacco. I don't know if I'll play Joe Flacco over. I guess we didn't say it yet, but I'm in my championship as well.
Back to back in your league.
Back to back. It's the first time that I've been kicked out of Skinny's championship game in the last 3 years. Went 1-2 in yours, and then I have a chance to be 2-0 in mine.
Okay, LeBron, the greatest of all time. Nah, you're 1-2. Yeah, what yours is, you also have a relative bull in your game because you're playing your cousin.
Yeah, me and my cousin are in it. So basically, me and Skinny, the money stays in the families. So
yeah.
So the Lanphier Meyer house and the Mary Thompson house, I guess, is doing good this year. We'll have to see though. It'll be his team is like it's David versus Goliath.
It really is. Well,
his team. I beat him in the regular season, but his team is fucking scary.
See,
he's got a lot of good players, so I need a lot.
That's how I feel about my dad. Is my dad's only loss was to me in like week 3, and then he went off. I mean, he's got Jamar Chase, Tyreek Hill, Rashid White, Kyron Williams, all guys that have been.
Yeah, but I feel like your team in our league, like you had like honest to God, like I've said it for a long time. I felt like the top 4 teams were your dad, you, Milton, and me. Like we had very stacked, really good teams. Like it came down to a championship, unless Courtney like had a run for money because she has JJ and Cup and Puka and everything.
She
like
had too many receivers. That was her problem. Is she had 5 receivers but only could play 4 of them, and it's not colluding, but I kept telling her get rid of one of those receivers.
You heard it here, folks.
It doesn't benefit me in any way, shape, or and the other issue too is like you said, your wife's in our league. we can't trade them. The only way we would potentially be able to even trade them is we'd have to go into the group chat and be like, listen, Courtney, like, we'd have to, like, write a novel on how this trade would even make sense or be fair, and then see what people would say. Like, my wife needs running backs. I don't really need anything else, but I can give her a running back. You know, I could give her 2 running backs. But, like, yeah, and then we do a dynasty league together, and I made the champion. I was the number 1 seed in that league somehow. I literally during this draft, nobody on my team is older than 27. I have young guys, and I somehow was the number one seed, and now play the number 2 seed guy for the championship, which I'm probably projected to lose in both the championship games. And
we don't even know if that one.
Yeah, I don't even know.
Money related. That's a weird one.
Yeah, they talked about
maybe there'll be money.
Yeah, they said maybe like $10 or $15 or $20 buy-in. So I have no idea if I even win any money on that one.
I have another throwaway one that I'm in the championship. It's like it was a 10-team like 2-week that I just like joined randomly, and I was like, oh, we'll see what happens.
It doesn't count.
I don't really care about that.
And it doesn't count unless we're both together. All right, that's my new rule.
Dude, well, basically, we'll be in next year. We're probably going to start up that dynasty. We'll at least by default have 3 leagues again that we're all in.
Yeah, if you're listening, guys, 2 Drunk Guys is going to make an official Dynasty League on the Sleeper app. So if you want in, let us know. Most of you that
5
listen,
guys of Skinny's choosing, 5 guys of my choosing.
Yeah,
we're gonna go in. We'll do it. It'll probably be just regular $50 buy-in. We'll have to iron out all the.
Yeah, we'll figure all that all out. But yeah, we think we're gonna run a Dynasty League together with the podcast. Make it fun. We just want to make sure people are dedicated to that. And then
I was telling Jake that we were gonna because I talked to him about our league and all the shit that goes on in there where it's just like it's been really good. It's been probably since like the first half of the year
the first half of the season was just bad. We don't want to.
Everyone was mad. Like everyone was talking about leaving the fucking thing and stuff like that. Now everyone got chill. As soon as Skinny was probably just praying like, let the freaking trade deadline end, so there's no more trades and people are freaking out.
Yeah. Oh gosh.
He was like, you and Skinny are gonna do a league dealer. I was like, we basically do 3 leagues anyway. Like we do the leagues together. Like the stuff that happens, we do together. You might as well be the co-commissioner of my league because it doesn't matter. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like we run them together. We always have.
Yeah, pretty much.
This year, I guess we didn't. We did this year though.
Yeah.
But yeah, I beat in my league. I beat the number 1 seed J Ram, who had by far the best team. Like he was like what your dad did in there, and his team didn't really show up. The Chiefs game screwed him bad, and then my team just popped off and had almost 200 points. I never had that many the whole season.
Yeah. See, your league, I think I'm playing for the 5th or 6th. No.
Yeah, we're in the same boat.
I lost you the first round of the playoffs. Yeah,
we're literally the same in our league. So my league, I'm in the championship. You're in that. Like it's kind of similar situations.
Again, we're just if I don't, dude. Courtney was on her phone with her dad earlier before the pod. She came home. She's on the phone with him. I asked him how his fantasy team was doing and stuff, and all that, and we brought up, he asked how mine was doing and stuff, and I was like, well, I made the championship against my dad and all this, and Courtney's like, Bryce's Mark, I guess my dad, is going to be so mad if Bryce wins, and I was like, you think my dad will be mad? I will be fucking irate if I lose, because dude, I am tired of 2nd and 3rd place every goddamn year. Like, that's the thing. My dad can be mad all he wants. I will fucking be irate. I probably won't fucking talk. Like, next week's podcast will not be fucking pretty if I lose. That's all I know.
Were you pissed once I won?
Not really. I mean,
did you want Brooke to win? draft?
I wanted you to win solely because I always like joked because it'd be funny that you'd lose 3 times in a row, especially to my wife and your wife.
Dude, I'd be so pissed.
But like I wanted you to win.
So pissed.
I wanted you to win because we could not have somebody come into the league for the first year and then just win it all. Like that can't have that. Can't fucking have that. You can't.
I thought Brooke was gonna beat me.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see how this week goes. Like Saturday, we have family Christmas together, so I'm going to be with him. Sunday, who knows where we'll be at, if we're going to be on the road or what.
Here's what we have to do. Whoever wins the leagues, if like my cousin wins, I'm forcing his ass on the podcast. And if your dad wins, Mark Santa Claus is actually we got to get him on the pod.
Well, next week we already have somebody scheduled, but we'll talk to.
No, I mean
during the playoffs.
The future,
during the playoffs,
yeah.
We could definitely do that. Yeah, and then in my league that I run, we have a Colorado Bowl for last place. The 2 guys that are in last place both live in Colorado, so that'll be fun.
Dude, that's got to be the biggest shocker of the years that Skylar could get last place. Because here's the thing, like I put Skylar in the. Out of everyone that knows what they're doing in that league, I would say, like, obviously, I'm going to be biased, but I think I'm one of the smarter ones. I think you're one of the smarter ones. I think Skylar's. I'd put Skylar up there with us. I'd put Milton up there. Your dad makes so many questionable like shit, but he always has a good.
I was looking at it. I think he's only had like 1 losing season in those 6 years.
No, but he like drafts like the like he's like Brock Purdy. I was like, does Mark know shit that we don't know? Like, coming into the season, I was like, ew. But Brock Purdy's been, like, usable in fantasy. Like, it's been weird.
Yeah. One of the stats that I thought was hilarious, like, crazy to think, is I don't know if I'd have to, like, look back at further, like, what the numbers are. But 58.9%, almost 60% of teams that made the championship game this year on the ESPN app have CMC. 60%.
Yeah, well, that makes sense.
Well, you also have to think you have CMC who likely went top 3, and then the guys were coming back. You know, like you have CMC, and then you have.
That doesn't even make sense, though. How is that possible? Because there's always going to be a team that doesn't have it. Shouldn't it be 50%? Like it should be something under 50%. How do they see? That doesn't make any sense. Because how do you get those numbers where ESPN's like, yeah, 60% of all leagues? There's 2 teams that make the championship. You're saying like 60% win. Those numbers don't make sense to me. Now, maybe I'm just stupid. I don't know. Those make sense, do they? Off the top of your head, it's got to be like maybe it's talking about 60% of all leagues have someone in the championship has CMC. That makes sense, but like 60%. I was sitting there like, that does not make any sense. I broke skinny with that one. I broke skinny with that one for sure.
Oh gosh, I didn't even think about that when I looked at that stat. I didn't even question it. But
that can't be right.
Yeah,
it's got to be 60% of leagues. Leagues had someone that had CMC.
Maybe there was some fine print I didn't read. I don't know.
There's like, we're gonna give CMC the most ridiculous stat. 50% or 60% of players had CMC that made it into the championship game. Oh god.
Yeah, it has to be like almost 60% of all leagues have CMC.
Yeah.
Okay, that would make more sense. Maybe I read it wrong. I definitely could have. But let's dive into our fantasy draft we did a couple weeks ago. I made some mistakes. You've made some mistakes. Dude, I regret the week that we even fucking started this, because the first week we did it, your team dropped 173 fucking points. And then since then...
Really?
Yeah, and then since then hasn't even gone over 125. But then, like, my team dropped 127 the first week, and then hasn't gotten over 110. Like, it's been bad. So, like, the first week, I didn't even realize Lamar had a bye week, so fuck me, right? Got 0 points right fucking there. The only thing that fucked you that week was the Cowboys had negative 3 points. Other than that, you scored 173 goddamn points. Week 14. So week 13, I was 127. You were 173. Week 14, I was 109. You were 88. You scored 88 points. Week 15. Jesus. Week 15, I had 3 guys with 0 points. 2 of them did not play. Bijan had 0, and I still scored 96 points. And then...
How many did I score in 15?
You scored 109. You had Nico Collins, who was out, and then your defense and your kicker scored negative 1 points. So
McManus has sucked, dude.
Literally, all I needed was like Tyreek Hill or Keenan Allen to play, and I probably could have outscored you that week. And then week 16, this last week, Keenan Allen out again. So I scored 101, and then you scored 124 with the Cowboys defense putting up 0 points, and McManus having another negative 1 point game, which is weird to me. But right now you're kicking my ass because of these injuries. You're up 494 to 433. I've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 zeros on my fucking board with 1 negative 2 from the Jags defense, and you've had 2 zeros with 4 negative of 6 points. Like,
here's the thing: as long as if I can beat you or if you beat me less than 60 points over my head, I won it, dog. I won the championship against you,
dude. Next year, like I think we were talking about this on the phone. Next year, I think we need to figure out because we play a flex player, but we have to figure out like if somebody is injured or something. We'll definitely have to figure out like additional lineups.
We got to do it like halfway through the season too. Like do like a week 8, or we could do maybe the whole season. Oh no, and just go through the scores and see who scores points.
Yeah, just
or you know it'd be fun. It'd be kind of fun to do a weekly one.
Just every week, just draft a new. Well, I know we had talked about it, but then like some shit happened in my life, and then that kind of caused me to just get distracted.
Oh, yeah.
So, because we had drafted it, but I never got anywhere with it. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see how this goes. Hopefully, some of my fucking players play and stop giving me 0 fucking points. Fucking terrible. Terrible.
You always said it was about time that Keenan Allen gets hurt.
Yeah, and made a mistake. Should have drafted any other wide receiver. I could have taken Drake London, and he still would have given me at least whatever, more than 0. I can tell you that. Yeah, but we'll see. Next podcast, I might not even show up. It might just be you. I don't know.
Welcome back to another episode of One Drunk Guy and a Football Podcast. Dude, you wouldn't want an episode with just me. That'd be terrible. I just see
you record it and then like say shit, and then like you record your responses to everything, and then we'll upload that.
Dude, I totally. It's like have you ever seen those videos where they make it that Skip Bayless is like arguing against each other? Like Aaron Rodgers is the worst quarterback. It's like, okay, stop right there. Aaron Rodgers is the best quarterback in the league, and it's not even close. Like I totally could do that. I'd be like, yeah. Take a video or take videos of me talking about Jalen Hurts like 3 years ago. Jalen Hurts might be one of the biggest steals. He's way better than Hurts, or not Hurts. Wentz, yeah. Why can't I think of his name? Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz is better than Jalen Hurts. I truly think that. That's what I have to do.
Yeah, that'd be funny. I just know that we'll know the champ by Sunday, and I guess maybe I'll have some days to to cry it out. I don't know.
We'll see. I don't have high hopes going. I think my cousin's gonna beat me. To be honest, like not even just like the I need good karma. I'm looking at it. I think Jake had a better team than me. Like I genuinely do. Like I think I had a really good week, and like I think my team got pretty lucky to be in there because I had the hardest schedule to get in too. I didn't have an easy schedule. I had you, who had a legitimate team, and I had Jake, and I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Dylan has a very good team, so we'll see how it goes. And your father has a good team too, so we'll see. You guys both. That I feel like that one.
I gotta hope that Brock Purdy's stinger is an actual stinger, and Jamar Chase doesn't play again. And I don't know. I need a miracle at this point.
He'll pick up Jacoby Brissett off the waivers, and he'll have like 25 points.
Yeah, we'll see. All right. This week we haven't talked college football in a while, but we actually have some actual bowls that people actually care about. So starting it off, I'm just going to go through these, name the bowl, the teams that play, and the favorites, just because there's not much else to talk about. So Wednesday, these games are already going to be played, but Wednesday we've got the DirecTV Holiday Bowl. The first ranked team to finally have a bowl game. 16 Louisville plays USC, which Caleb Williams is not playing. So Louisville is favored by 7 points. Might take it. I don't know.
Give me Louisville.
Yeah. The Tax Act Texas Bowl. We have number 20 OK State versus Texas A&M. OK State is favored by 2 points.
Give me Texas A&M.
All right. I'm going to keep track of this, see how well you do. All right. Thursday, December 28th. These games will play after we're aired. So we have the Wasabi Fenway Bowl. I can't even read my own writing. I think it's Wasabi. Number 24, SMU plays Boston College. SMU is favored by 10 points.
Yeah, the Vikings used to have a fullback that played at SMU. I can't remember his name, but give me SMU. He's a white guy. I can't remember his name. It was a couple years ago.
All right. The Pop Tarts Bowl. Number 18 NC State plays number 25 Kansas State. K-State is favored by 2.5.
Give me NC State.
NC State with the upset. All right. The Valero Alamo Bowl. Number 14 Arizona versus number 12 Oklahoma. Arizona is favored by 3.
Give me Arizona.
Ride the Arizona train. That's right. That's right. All right. December 29th, Friday. This Friday, we've got the Tax Slayer Gator Bowl. Number 22 Clemson versus Kentucky. Clemson is currently favored by 4.
Give me Clemson.
Clemson. Tony the Tiger. They're great. Sun Bowl. Number 19 Oregon State versus 16 Notre Dame. Notre Dame is favored by 6.
I'd say Notre Dame.
All right.
Over Oregon State.
We got the hometown AutoZone Liberty Bowl. Iowa State versus Memphis. ISU is favored by 10.
You know what? Give me Iowa State.
Yeah.
I normally would never go with Iowa State, but I don't think Memphis is that good. So.
No, we beat them the last time we played them in this bowl game, too. All right, the Goodyear Cotton Bowl. Number 9 Mizzou plays number 7 Ohio State. Ohio State is favored by 1 point.
Over Mizzou? Did Ohio State drop off?
Marvin Harrison might not play. I don't know. The thing is, I don't pay attention to who's playing, who's not playing. So, like, Marvin Harrison might not be playing. You know, those type of things.
Yeah, because they want to get hurt before the draft.
Yeah.
Give me... Dude, I'm not going to bet against Ohio State. Give me Ohio State.
All right. Saturday, December 30th. There's more games, but I only care about these two. Well, whatever. Top 25 teams. The Chick-fil-A Bowl. Chick-fil-A. You know, Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl, number 11 Ole Miss versus number 10 Penn State. Penn State is favored by 3.5.
Give me Ole Miss. I have both. I think I have both of them on our thing, so I'll win some points with that.
Yeah. Capital One Orange Bowl, number 6 Georgia, number 5 Florida State. How much
Georgia?
How much do you think Georgia's favored by?
20 points.
16.5.
I was pretty close.
And that, my friends, my friends, is why Florida State is not in the college football playoffs. Monday, January 1st, we got the January 1st bowl games. The Rela Quest Bowl. Wisconsin plays number 13 LSU. LSU is favored by 10.
I don't see Wisconsin beating LSU. I'd have to take LSU.
Then we have the VRBO, the Verbo Fiesta Bowl, number 23 Liberty versus number 8 Oregon. Oregon is favored by 17 points.
Upset.
Really?
No. Don't give me Oregon. Skinny's like, are you joking right now? That might be your worst take ever.
Then we have the Cheez-It Citrus Bowl. Number 17 Iowa plays number 21 Tennessee. Tennessee is favored by 8.5 points.
Really? Give me Iowa.
Iowa? All right. Their offense is shit, but okay. Then we have the big games of the year. We have the Rose Bowl. Number 4 Bama versus number 1 Michigan. Michigan is favored by 2.
Oh, give me Bama, dude. I think Bama's going to come. I would bet money.
I'm really interested to see how many people bet Bama money line for this game. I think a lot of people are going to ride the Bama hand.
Why would you not, though? Bama's hot, dude. Bama's hot as hell.
And then the All-State Sugar Bowl, we got number 3 Texas versus number 2 Washington. Texas is favored by 4.5.
Dude, I've been saying it all year. Give me Washington.
Penix Jr. is your boy. Penix Jr. is your boy. All right. We're moving on to pick'ems. Actually, let me get my pick'em thing pulled up here.
You pull up your pick'em thing, dog.
While I'm doing that, Marcus went 6-10 last week.
Where'd you go?
Better than 6-10. He's currently 141-99. Last week I went 8-8. Currently,
you went 8-8.
Yeah, I went 8-8 because you and I didn't agree on
the Vikings.
And
probably the Cowboys.
No, we agreed on the Cowboys. I had the Rams, the Bills, the Lions, the Jets, the Packers, the Bucks, the Bears, and the Eagles winning.
I had all those teams. Look, maybe I just can't count. Let me see. Gotta look back at my notes. December. This is not the right one. This one is. So I did not have the Rams. I had the Saints for some reason. I had the Bengals winning. I had the Bills winning. That was right. I had the Lions.
Yeah, so
I had the Jets.
So the two that we disagreed on.
Did the Packers win?
Yeah, the Packers won.
Okay. I had the Jags. Or no, I didn't have the Jags. I had Tampa. I had Chicago. And then I had Philadelphia. I was wrong with both the Monday games. The Chiefs lost, and so did the 49ers.
You and I disagreed on the Rams and the
Vikings.
The Vikings
is what changed it.
Yeah. So I'm 148-92. Unfortunately, John, you went 8-8. You didn't get the record. Also
terrible.
So all right, Marcus, get us going.
Thursday night football. Let me think. Brandon Marshall and the New York Jets versus Amari Cooper and the Cleveland Browns.
Not Josh Gordon.
Corey
Coleman?
Oh, Josh Gordon. Corey Coleman and the Cleveland Browns.
Yeah, that's a good one. I'm going to take the Browns.
Browns. Give me the Browns. Joe Flacco, best quarterback in the league right now, playing his ass off.
Yeah, I'm riding the hot hand, especially with two of those players on my team. I need that hot hand to continue. I'm going with the Browns.
Saturday, December 30th, 2024. Let me think. These are all off the dome. I didn't write them down this week.
Do you want my help? I'll help you.
No. I got it. Who's a good one? Okay, help me with the lines.
Golden Tate.
Ooh, Golden Tate, that's a good one. Golden Tate and the Detroit Lions versus Miles Austin and the Cowboys. We them boys, baby.
Yeah, I'm going to take Dallas. The Lions have the NFC North locked up, so they can afford to lose. They'll be the number 2 or number 3 seed no matter what. Dallas, on the other hand, is still trying to battle to win the NFC East, so I'm going to take Dallas at home.
Dallas didn't drop these 2 games, it probably would have been, but what are you going to do? So we're Sunday, December 31st, 2024, New Year's Eve. Julian Edelman and the New England Patriots versus
John Brown.
That's a good one. I was going to say Sammy Watkins.
Ooh, that's a good one, too. Remember when John Brown was, elite in fantasy?
Dude, he used to be good. No, John Brown, Cardinals John Brown was great, dude.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie to you, I miss Carson Palmer. The Carson Palmer Cardinals days were awesome.
Yeah.
Give me the Bills.
Yeah, the Bills are hot.
They're playing their ass off. They're playing their ass off.
Even with Stephon Diggs not being a part of their game plan.
It's true. Roddy White and the Atlanta Falcons versus. Holy shit, this was bad.
I mean,
Alshon Jeffrey.
Yeah, I was gonna say Devin Hester just because
Chicago
he was a
Bears.
bad wide receiver, but he was a good punt returner. But yeah,
Yeah, but he played corner though. He started his career as a corner.
I know.
Like that's so terrible.
But Devin Hester as a Bear was a terrible wide receiver, is what I'm saying.
You know who he was? Johnny Knox. Remember Johnny Knox?
My back. Oh, it hurts.
My back. Oh, my back.
Dude, that is one of I still, to this day, now that you say it, have that shit in my head. It is a spinning image of that fucking injury in my head.
Yeah. That was bad. Give me the Falcons, though.
Yeah, the Falcons are just too nitty-gritty. I would be like, oh yeah, I think the Bears could definitely win this, and then they're going to lose. So I'm just going to pick the Falcons, because that's what's going to happen.
Bijan Robinson breakout game, week 17, when no one's starting him in fantasy championships. If you look at it, there's probably 3 teams on ESPN that have
Bijan.
What's his face on the roster? Probably, yeah, Bijan on the roster. Who knows? Next game. Let me think. About Michael Crabtree and the Las Vegas Raiders versus It's hard sometimes when you think about. I can think of him, dude. What's his name? Uh, Andrew Luck's number one target. Now you're not gonna remember. Colts wide receiver. Just give me Colts wide receiver.
Like, but it can't be Reggie Wayne or Marvin Harrison.
No, you gotta go. You gotta go like T.Y. Higgins or T.Y.
Hilton. T.Y. Hilton.
What's his name? T.Y. what?
Hilton.
T.Y. Hilton and the Colts. I'm taking the Colts, dude. Fuck the Raiders.
Yeah, you can't win games. You can't win a lot of games when your quarterback has 0 yards in 3 quarters. So I'm just going to take the Colts. Pittman should be back. Gardner Minshew's been playing pretty decent ball. I think they'll bounce back at home.
You know, I agree with you.
Thanks.
Isaac Bruce.
Ooh.
And the
but he's not just some
LA
random
Rams.
Guy. Come on.
Okay, you want someone way random? Who's the wide receiver for the Texans?
Brandon Cooks?
No. Texans this year.
Oh, this year?
He played for the Titans last year. I think Titans, yeah.
No, Robert Woods. Robert
Woods in the LA Rams versus Amani Toomer in the New York Giants.
I'm going the Rams.
I'm going the Rams as well. John Brown and the Arizona Cardinals versus
Riley Cooper and the Philadelphia Eagles.
The most racist man in the NFL, dude. Give me Riley Cooper and the Philadelphia Eagles.
Hey, if you don't know who Riley Cooper is, Florida, go look his highlights up. And man was a G. Right?
Crazy good.
Yeah.
I was going to say Pinkston. You remember Pinkston?
Dude, you could have said, like, fucking Greg Ward. You could have said fucking...
Oh, no. Who was the guy that played for the Vikings that had the, like, catch against the 49ers? Like, 2009? What was his name? He's, like, literally... Greg Lewis! He played for the Eagles.
Yeah. I would have been mad if you said Jalen Reagor. I mean...
Jalen Reagor. It would have been a good one. Damn. Who was the guy that signed the phone? Joe Horn. Joe Horn in the New Orleans Saints versus
Vincent Jackson in the Bucks.
R.I.P. Vincent Jackson.
Yeah,
Rest in
R.I.P.
peace.
Yeah.
Give me Vincent Jackson. Hey.
All right, yeah. Pour one out for the homies.
Vincent Jackson. Sorry, Vincent. You know what?
I'll clean it up later. See, I have a water-resistant or waterproof flooring, so it's okay. I can just wipe it up.
Dude, we're gonna after the off season, we're gonna need to carpet clean this rug so bad. It's gonna turn out black. It's really dirty. 49ers wide receiver. There's got to be a good one in there. Michael Crabtree.
You already used him.
Oh, did I?
You used John Brown.
No,
Yeah, you did.
No, I didn't. I never used Michael Crabtree because he played for the Raiders. Did I use him for the Raiders?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. You just said Michael Crabtree.
No.
Yes.
No, I did not.
Yes, you did.
Yeah?
Yes.
That's terrible.
I need a different one.
Brandon Lloyd.
There we go. I like that one.
Brandon Lloyd in the San Francisco 49ers versus
Santana Moss.
stop it. Can you stop it?
I want to do it too. You have all the fun sometime. Let me have. You do one team. I do one team. How about that? That's
okay.
fun.
Okay. That's fair. That's fair. And in the Commanders, give me the 49ers.
Yeah.
Ooh. Okay.
You do away teams. I do home teams.
Okay. So the Panthers. Fuck. Who's the fat one?
Oh, Calvin Benjamin.
He played for the Bills. Calvin Benjamin in the Carolina Panthers versus
Marquise Lee. Remember him?
Marquise Lee. Uh-oh.
You don't remember Marquise Lee?
Oh, Marquise Lee. I thought you said Mark Easley.
No, Marquise
I remember Marquise Lee.
Yeah.
USC wide receiver. Yeah, I remember him.
Yeah, I'm taking the Jags.
Taking the Jags as well. Ooh. Okay. I cannot think of his name. God, dude, here's the thing that kills me. I have so many NFL players' names in my head, and I can see them, but I can't think of their names like off the top of it. Remember the fantasy, like old commercials for fantasy, and it was like it was a Dolphins wide receiver. He caught like one ball here, and then the third ball in there. Chris Chambers.
Yeah, Chris Chambers.
Chris Chambers in the Miami Dolphins versus.
I want to say Anquan Bolden. No, Torrey Smith was like good there. Anquan Bolden was like good there. It starts with a W.
With a W. Oh, Willie Snead?
No, well, him too, I guess, but Mike Wallace. Wallace.
Oh, Mike Wallace.
Mike Wallace, yes.
Who said that Joe Flacco was a better quarterback than Teddy Bridgewater?
Yeah.
He was high.
I'm going to take the Ravens.
I'm going to take the Ravens as well. The Titans are another crazy one. Who the fuck plays for the Titans? Like, it's hard because, like, you think about it and you're like, who the hell? Randy Moss in the Tennessee Titans?
I don't think that's acceptable.
He sucked for the Titans, though. He played for the Titans for like 3 games and then retired.
Dude. Okay, I guess I'll accept it.
Titans are a hard one too, though.
Is that what we're taking?
Oh, dude, 100%.
And then we play at Houston. A fucking Houston wide receiver.
They're similar because they're both newer franchises.
Yeah, like
ish.
Brandon Cooks. Fucking Andre Johnson was probably their bet. DeAndre Hot, like, who was just Willie Snead too, I guess, technically. Like,
yeah, he played there too.
Yeah.
Oh, who was the fast one? The really fast wide receiver that got in trouble for PEDs. Played with Hopkins.
Willie Snead was the one that got in trouble for PEDs.
No, it was not. He's in and out of the league. He had a good year, but he always like.
I don't know. Just
look up. Well, no, wait. Look up 2016 Texans wide receivers. 2017. Trust me. What is the name? It's gonna bug me.
Will Fuller.
Will Fuller.
All
there
right.
you go.
Yeah, Will
That's
Fuller.
Good. Give me the Texans. They gotta win a game
I think with J. Stroud coming back probably this week, and they're playing for a playoff spot, give me the Texans.
Give me Plexico Burress in the Pittsburgh Steelers versus. I got you one. Right off the dome, dude.
All right.
TJ Houtsmanzada.
Ooh, yeah.
But I'm taking the Steelers.
Yeah, they're fighting for a playoff spot at this point, so
Seattle's frauds. Geno Smith sucks. Honestly, put in Drew Lock. He's better.
yeah. As much as Mason Rudolph played above expectations too, I guess, so I'll go with the Steelers. They have a way better defense.
Who played for the Chargers?
I
want to say Vincent Jackson, but you already used him, didn't you?
Yeah.
Dude, that's the only one that I can think of. Chargers wide receivers, they always sucked because it was always Gates, bro. It was always Gates. And I don't have any. Who was a good Chargers wide receiver? They always had good tight ends.
Travis Benjamin.
Travis Benjamin?
Yeah.
I forgot that he played for him. Travis Benjamin in the LA Chargers versus
Wes Welker. I mean, he is that too good, or do I need to?
No, he didn't do that good for him. I was gonna think of
Emmanuel Sanders.
That's a good one. That's a good one too. You could have used him for the Steelers too. Bengals wide receivers. Ooh.
Oh, I'm taking Denver. I didn't. Did you say who you were taking?
Oh, I didn't. I'm taking Denver as well.
Okay.
Bengals. Okay. Fuck. What is his name, dude? Now it's like going. Okay, he was a Minnesota Vikings wide receiver. He did the flip. He used to play for the Bengals.
Oh. I just watched this video like a day or two ago too.
What is his goddamn name? Dude, he was kind of crazy. Jerome Simpson?
Yeah.
It's Jerome Simpson and the Cincinnati Bengals versus
Dwayne Bowe.
That's what I was going to say too. Else. Oh, you know who else? The kick returner they had in like 2006. The human joystick. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, Jamal Charles?
Kick return. Kick return.
I
2000.
couldn't tell you.
He was good. I can't think of his name either. Fuck. No, that's going to bug me. I'm taking KC. I don't want to take KC, but I'm going to take KC.
All right. Let me do the Packers since you're a Vikings fan.
Okay.
Let me think here. So random, like literally all the Packers wide receivers that come to mind are all like really good ones, you know, like guys that were relevant. We'll just fuck it. He was in the league for like, you know, whatever. James Jones. We'll just go James Jones. He was never like the best.
That's what I was gonna say too.
Yeah, just James Jones. He was never really the best.
Troy Williamson.
I'm also taking the Chiefs.
Laquan.
Because I didn't say last time. And then
well.
I'm taking Green Bay.
I'm gonna take Minnesota. We could also go Laquan Treadwell. We could also say Michael Floyd. We could also say Greg Jennings, Mike Wallace.
Hey. Yeah, I know.
Who?
No, you're good. Randy Moss, just random, super random.
Randy Moss once he came back.
Chris Carter,
With Brett Favre.
Chris Carter, really random.
Terrible names. But anyway, another episode, thrown together episode of Two Drunk Guys in a Football Podcast.
Make sure to follow us on the X at 2 Drunk Guys, 2_drunk_guys_pod. Instagram, I don't know what our handle is. Facebook group, add me on Facebook and I can add you. Follow us on the Spotify, Amazon Music, YouTube,
Apple.
No, not on Apple. That one, for some reason, it wouldn't let me. I don't know. I haven't tried ever since, but I was having issues with that for some reason. Other than that, stay tuned for the next episode. We will see you next year. Next year.
We'll see you next year.
Cheers to the new year.
Hey, cheers. Like and subscribe. Last time you were going to see Marcus wearing this belt, just take it in. Take a moment. Take it in. Okay.
All right.
Like and subscribe.
Cheers.